My name is Giselle STANBOROUGH, and the artwork that I made for the Cube at Oxford Art Factory was called Staying In. And I sort of thought about what would be an appropriate work for me to make for that environment, which is a club, which is something that I don't really engage with myself. I don't really enjoy like loud music or lots of people in close physical proximity to me. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny to do the opposite and sort of create artwork where I am essentially enacting what I would do were I to stay home, which is surf the internet. And it was very influenced by the sort of milieu of paranoia about the government following our actions on the internet and the government reading our Facebook, which is of course a huge issue and a huge privacy violation and something that I feel strongly about. But I'm also amused by the fact that the vast majority of our communications online are extremely mundane. And you can actually glean a great deal about people from their browsing. So I was interested in that idea and thought that I would in some way create a portrait of who I am through my activities that I do online. So essentially positioning the people in the patrons of the Oxford Art Factory as if they were, say, Google or the government, and then could glean who I am from what they would see projected. And the artwork essentially was me and my computer, and the browsing was projected, and I sort of existed in that within silhouette. And the idea of the silhouette figure, or particularly the silhouette face, is a very strong sort of motif in terms of like contemporary profile culture. There's always sort of like that blank silhouette that you then fill in with your own picture, but it's the idea of the abstracted self that you then push yourself into, like say the famous iPod ads where the figure is in silhouette, and then from that you interpret a kind of identity that is associated with a pattern of consumption, like you're a punk or you're a grunger and buy an iPhone or whatever. And I'm interested in that. I'm interested in how our patterns of consumption can reflect our selfhood, and that's certainly true when you look at people's habits online. And it's sometimes very personal things that, if you have an illness that you're looking up or anything like that, it's very concerning to think that sort of stuff could be in the hands of evil corporations and governments, or even your potential employers or your friends. There's certainly things that I would like to keep from people in my life, even that I'm close to. The fabric was my bed sheets, so it was projected onto bed sheets, like as if the space that I was in was my bed. So like as if I was in bed with my laptop, which is, if I had a live webcam separate to the laptop, that would be what you would see me doing a lot of the time in my home. So by putting the sort of sheets up, it sort of functioned like a screen, and also sort of marked the area as my bed, in not quite a Tracy Yemen sense, but a wink and a nod. Yeah, I'm always trolling. I'm always like making funny little amusing things that maybe I will only get and smirk at. my practice is very much about, I sort of think about it in terms of what is particular to the time in which I live, which is what is called the digital revolution, that we have for the first time extreme boom in technology, and I'm interested in that cognitive bias that it has and how it's changing the way that we think and the way that we sort of see and represent ourselves as human beings, and whether that is in terms of the individual human being or what it means to be human in an age of technologically mediated interaction. I'm just really interested in it because it is the world that I live in. I text my friends, I Facebook, I use the internet a lot, so I feel like I should engage with that in an ethically responsible way.